Thunder Rugby, in partnership with BC Rugby, visited the First Nations community of Ahousaht on the west coast of Vancouver Island. The Ahousaht community on Flores Island is only accessible by float plane or water taxi. We left Victoria on Wednesday, June 14th and returned Saturday, June 17th. The purpose of the trip was to introduce rugby to the elementary and high school students of the community. Our group consisted of 5. Tony and Darcy, who are development officers at BC Rugby, Crosby, the Thunder assistant coach, who is also a UVic student and a member of Canada's Sevens development squad, Tasani, nicknamed Sonny, who played for the Thunder in previous years and has recently been added to the Women's Canada Sevens development team, and myself, the Thunder communication manager. We arrived in Tofino, and a 30-minute boat ride later, we were in Ahousaht. We stayed at the Ahousaht Lodge and were well hosted during our stay. We also thank iSpark, the Indigenous Sport, Physical Activity and Recreation Council, for funding the trip. Also thanks to Cedar, the school's athletic director, for being the driving force behind the visit and putting forth the invitation. We were amazed by the beauty of the island and the enthusiasm and athletic talent of the students. We started with the oldest students first in the morning and worked our way down through the age levels during the day and then through the elementary levels in the afternoon. Overall, we saw about 100 student athletes. Tony Lacarte did an amazing job selecting the activities. Knowing that basketball was the main sport, he used that to open each session and then slowly introduced a rugby version of basketball and then transitioned to rugby-specific skills. It was fun for every age grade, and excellent support from Darcy, Crosby, and Sonny made each hour session go quickly. We had time to add open sessions that mixed age groups after school and had several games of touch rugby both inside and outside. The weather didn't completely cooperate with heavy rains, but that never stopped rugby players or aspiring rugby players.
So what have you thought of the rugby camp so far?
Good.
Excellent.
So hi, I'm Cedar Weckland, and I'm the athletic director and PE teacher K-12 here at Moctessie Secondary Schools in Ahousaht, British Columbia. We are a First Nations band school, we're an independent school, and we're in Ahousaht, which is about 40 minutes north of Tofino. You can only get here by water, like water taxi or by hydroplane. So we're pretty remote. I run the school's athletic programs. It's been in swing for about 2 years. I've been here for 3 years. I created it, and I created it so that I could get my kids more competition, more sports, more activities. Because we're so remote, it's really hard for other teams and to get to us, and it's also really expensive for us to get out. It costs us $300 every time I take a team out because of the water taxi fee. But it's been a really great year. We've had Rugby BC here this past weekend, and they did a phenomenal job. We had a lot of kids out participating, more than I even expected. The coaches were great, really professional, worked so hard, just kept going. I think the kids really enjoyed it. Rugby is totally new here. We've played it a couple times in PE, and now I think we know what we're doing. So thank you, Rugby BC, for coming out. I'd also like to thank the Thunder Rugby program. They donated a set of uniforms to us, so that's really exciting because we can possibly next year, send a team to a tournament, or maybe even go over to Yuki, because Yuki has a rugby team sometimes. So this will allow us to have more competition for our kids. And I was also talking to some of the coaches through Thunder Rugby. We've got a lot of kids here that would really be interested in playing, so I'd like to connect them that way. And just having Thunder Rugby and BC Rugby here has really opened up a lot of opportunities for our kids. It's a really good thing.
Saturday morning, before we left for the mainland, we had a chance to explore the beautiful coastal trails. We definitely plan a return trip. Thunder head coach Phil Mack was representing Canada, and couldn't join us for this trip but is looking forward to the follow-up. Thanks to Cedar, the Ahousaht people who welcomed us, and the youth who demonstrated the joy of participating in sports and physical activity.
Can we get a big Thunder Rugby on 3?
Thunder Rugby!
1, 2, 3.
Also, a reminder of our Thunder Camp at Shawnigan Lake School, July 4th to 8th, open to U14, U16, and U18 Indigenous youth, boys and girls. For more information, visit our website, firstnationsrugby.com, or our Facebook page, Thunder Aboriginal Rugby.